Hello. Yeah, Paul, am I audible now? Is it okay? Thanks. Let me also try to share the screen. Last time it was one of the things. Let me also try to share the screen. Last time it was one of the things. Let me also try to share the screen. Last time it was one of the things. This is entire background is coming. See, and multiple times. See, why it is entire background is coming. See, and multiple times. See, why it is entire background. Well, some technical glitch is already there. I can see that. I'm sharing the screen for the one time. Is it okay now? 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 Even my one statement is coming back to me for 4 times. Even my one statement is coming back to me for 4 times. Even my one statement is coming back to me for 4 times. Even my one statement is coming back to me for 4 times. Even my one statement is coming back to. Oh, it has been a bad experience for my customers, my audience. So if I go to my Facebook. Okay. Fine. Let me continue. Let me try to at least cover it up. Okay. So we were talking about any piece of act which we do on social. Okay, yeah, is a content. So we were talking about any piece of act which we do on social. Okay, yeah, is a content. So we were talking about any piece of act which we do on social. Okay, yeah, is a content. So we were talking about any piece of act which we do on social. Okay, yeah, is a content. So we were talking about any piece of act which we do. So now, okay, yeah, is a whatever we do like, we comment, we share. Whatever we do, we do like, we comment, we content. In terms of not what we are doing, we answer the algorithm which back works behind the scene. In terms of not what we are doing, we answer the algorithm which back works behind the scene. In terms of not what we are doing, we answer the algorithm which back works behind the scene. In terms of not. Okay. So now here, if I say that anything which we are doing, anything which we are doing is a content from, not from our perspective, from the perspective of the algorithm. It sees what content you are liking, where you are commenting, what kind of a post you are sharing, and what kind of a post you are doing on your own, right? So here, anything which we do, so this is a very different concept which you might not have heard till now, because anything what we do by default, we say that, okay, we are doing something, but based on whatever activity you do see ads as well, because there are different scrollers which keep on checking what all you are liking, what all you are watching. So based on that, you see feeds in your Facebook, right? So here, I'm very particular about it, saying that any activity which you do on the social media is a content for you, right? Now, let's talk about some social media content pillars. So there are different types of content pillars which are used on social media. Number one is promotional content. Second is entertainment. Third is education. And fourth is conversational content, right? Now, whatever we engage with, all these contents are divided broadly into these four kinds of content, right? So either somebody is promoting, whether it is a sponsored ad or somebody is talking about something, right? Second is entertainment. We see maybe any music video, any comedy video, anything which maybe is a part of entertainment for us. Third is the educational. We learn something from that particular post or the content which is shared by somebody else. And the fourth one is the conversational content. Conversational content means something in which people try to talk with us, right? Now, these are the four broad categories, and that is what it is called, the four major content pillars for social media and the content categories. Now, let's see what are the different forms of contents, right? Either you see a text content, you see a graphical content, some images and all, or you some infographics, some chats, right? Charts drawn, some graphical content which is shown, maybe somebody is showing some growth curve. So these are called infographic. Carousels, carousels are combination of multiple single page graphics which are presented in a format of sequence. So that becomes a carousel. Then is videos. Whatever content you talk, maybe it's your own video or video somebody is having from some other sources, but that video is also a content which you post on your profile, right? Then doodles, memes, and any type of combinations. And the most engaging is again a video in which we do some live. So you see the live shows are most attracted for the viewers, and obviously interviews. Interviews are also mostly done lives as well. So these are the different forms of contents which we do. Now let's understand the purpose of content. This particular training is about the content which is going to deliver. So what do you mean by delivering of a content? There should be a purpose of doing anything on the social media, and we are talking about business, right? So if we are doing business and we are talking something to be earned or gained or delivered to our customers, so there has to be a purpose. So what content and what purpose? That is what I mean by content that delivers, right? The purpose of content. So there are only major 4 or 5 types of purpose for a content, right, to be posted on the social media. Number one is what? What do you want? You want to attract your audience, right? You want to attract your audience. So the first type of content has to be so that your audience is attracted towards you. Second is you want your audience to engage with your content, right? So that content should be engaging. Now, what should we do? That I'm going to cover later, but that is one of the purpose. The third purpose of this content creation is nurturing your audience. So when I say nurturing, that means that not everybody is immediately ready to open up and share your problems, share their problems with you, or not everybody is immediately ready to buy from you. So what they want is they want to first know you better. They want to see whether you are really capable of handling their problems or not. Have you done it before? Are you in a day-to-day business of the same thing? Because people want to get help from experts, right? Now, this nurturing happens over a period of time. It doesn't happen with a single post or in a single day. It takes maybe weeks and months even, so that your customers keep on seeing that, okay, you are the person who is one of the best fit for their requirements, and they can come to you as a help, right? Now, once they are nurtured, inside their mind, it is not only they are nurtured, they are also building trust in you, right? So the fourth point is building trust. Because people don't buy anything from somebody unknown. People want to buy and they're feeling when they feel comfortable with the person. And when it comes to especially coaching business, when you don't have any hard product, right? So you have to be there, first of all, building trust so that you are sold. You are sold in your customer's mind first. That is the level of trust which you need to build in your customer's mind, right? And then once these things are done, then you want to take actions. So what actions you want to take? You want your customers to take. So you want your customers to get benefited out of your services, right? You want to get understand what your customer wants. And let's say over a period of time, if you want to help them and they need something, then they'll come to you and say, okay, fine. Now we want your services. And that is kind of an action which you want to take, because everything leads to some kind of deliverables, right? So that deliverable is your service in terms of coaching. So here, the purpose of this training was to tell you what are the content which gives you results. Now we'll be talking about the content for what purpose, what kind of a content for what purpose. So let's say you are wanting to attract your customers. So what kind of a content you want to create, which will attract your customers, right? Now I could see number of people doing and posting randomly without any purpose, because they don't know it. So this training is purposely for people to make them understand that your content is the bridge between you and your audience. So that bridge has to be gap. Now, how are you going to bridge the gap? By your content. Now, what content does what? This is what I'm discussing now. So let's say you have cold audience. You are new, or you want to attract more and more cold audience to your profile, your services. So what will you do? You will create content which emotionally attracts them. So you have to create some content which is having lots of emotions. And you also need to show what kind of a transformation you have done, because again, it connects to your audience emotionally, right? So you have to create these two kinds of content, whether it is text content or video or graphic or whatever. As we have discussed, there are different kinds of content, but the gist, the summary of all this content should be emotionally attaching your whole audience to come and know about you. They are interested in knowing what transformation you did. So once you create these kinds of content on social media, people will get attracted towards you, right? That is the first kind of a content which is going to deliver you what? Attraction, right? So understand the topic which I have chosen, content that delivers. So here, if your purpose is to get your people attracted towards you, start creating content which has emotional and transformational stuffs in it. Clear? Now, let's move to the second purpose, which is engaging your customers, right? So how are you going to engage with your customers? They have already, I think, this is a sequence of work which you need to do. So they are already emotionally now knowing something about you, right? Now you have to give your challenges and wins, what struggles you came up with, what happened in your life, what happened in your business. So again, this is a form of a story, I would say, because stories are the thing which attracts people and they want to know more about your stories. It's a normal human psychology. So engage. To engage your customers, you have to share your challenges and how did you overcome it? What were the pitfalls? Where were you struggling and how you came out of those problems? So once you start creating this kind of a content in whatever format you want, your customers start engaging with you. Maybe they might ask you a question or not, that's a separate issue, but they keep on seeing what transformation you had during your journey, right? So they are engaged now. So slowly and steadily, once they are emotionally knowing something about you, they are now engaging with you. Now what they want to see how capable you are. So the next thing is you need to nurture them with value and your knowledge. So whatever value you have gathered out of your own expertise and the experience, now you are to share some knowledge with the subject, right? So nurturing happens post attraction and engagement. Nurturing happens with some kind of a content which is going to give real value to the subject matter on which you are an expert of, or which you tend that, okay, I'm there to help you. So they want to see how good you are with your knowledge. They want to see how much value can you give us to us. So these kind of a post, they should be having multiple aha moments, I would say, in terms of sharing your knowledge so that they can take benefit out of it. So this is a free value which you are going to give it to your customers. Your knowledge should be I would say, in a way, implementable to them so that whatever they learn from your post, they start implementing, they start getting results, right? So the more you give that kind of a knowledge which people share, okay, fine, this is good for us, right? And they start doing it, they start getting benefits, and they create a trust. So slowly and steadily, since they have already been connected to you emotionally and they have seen your transformational journey, they have already engaged with your wins and loses, right? Now you have already given them some golden knowledge through which they are also benefiting. So slowly and steadily, what is happening inside their mind? They are building trust, right? So they have already established some kind of a trust in you, showing and understanding, okay, now this person is good for me because he has also undergone this kind of challenges and he has overcome or she has overcome. Now is the time to, hammer with more trust. So how you're going to build more and more trust? By showing your success stories and testimonials, right? So you want to share, you have to share what all success stories you had for yourself, for your customers, because people are more attracted when they see that somebody of our kind has already got benefited from this person. So that is a social proof which you are going to show in the form of, again, success stories, maybe case studies and testimonials. So this is one of those, I would say, the last hammer which builds immense credibility and trust for you. Unless and until this happens, people won't come to you. People won't trust you and people won't love to, get associated with you, right? So the number fourth, as I said, the purpose is to build trust, because there is a familiarity principle of marketing which says that people would love to buy only from those people who they know, whom they trust. So that is also called familiarity principle, as I said. So you have to be familiar with your audience in all these terms before they are sold. And if they are not sold into their mind, they are not going to buy from you, right? So you have to build that trust, and there has to be genuine trust. There should not be any faking. I don't believe in faking. I don't believe in doing unethical things. So you have whatever good or bad you are, let it be in front of your customers. You say, okay, if you're a beginner, you can say, okay, fine, I've started now, but I have the full confidence that whatever I'm going to give is my 200% for you. And that's okay. That's okay. Somebody has to start from somewhere, right? And there are people who have started from zero and they have now achieved success milestones, right? So you have to be very open. I'm open. I say that, okay, this coaching was very new to me 3 years back. Before that, I was doing something else. Fair. And there are so many people who have made coaching business a success in the last 2 or 3 years, right? So that's okay for me as well, right? So you have to be yourself. You have to tell your original stories. You have to connect with your customers genuinely and ethically. Now, once all these things are done, then you can tell your customers to take some actions. So you have to give them some bonuses, some scarcity. You have to, again, that comes under a part of sales and marketing, how you're going to do that. But primarily, this is again a content. As I said, this is again a content, and your purpose is to make your customers take some actions, right? That is how you're going to build more and more customers. You are going to help more and more people as well. So the more people trust you, the more people will get into your services, and you can help them. The more you help them, the more you are successful and they are successful, right? So that is all about the purpose and the content type, right? So if you have any queries, you can put in the comments as well. Now let's move to some tips on getting what to write and how to write. So choose a topic that will resonate with your audience. So whatever I have given you briefly in the pointers, now this is an explanation to that. The subject matter must be relevant, right? Like, let's say you are a fitness coach and you want to help somebody with weight loss. So your content should be towards that, the helping of people losing their weight with some information, right? So that should be an updated information, that should be relevant, and that should be directly hitting their minds, right? Now, keep it on brand. So you cannot say that whatever you're going to do is of, like a magic wand or something. So what you have to do is you have to be very, very relevant to your product and services. So relevancy is one of the major criteria. You cannot keep on talking about what was working 30 years back. So what is working today, that you have to be there up and right. Don't sell, don't hard sell anything. You just need to educate your customers, right? So that they start trusting in you, they start believing in you. And obviously you should be giving a CT, a call to action, that once they see your stuff or they loved your stuff, what next they need to do, right? Do they need to come your group? Do they need to comment on something? Do they need to share something? Whatever, it could be anything, but there has to be a call to action at the end of any of the messages or any of the posts which you're creating. And if you want to have more and more attraction, more and more engagement on your post, you have to make it visually very compelling. Especially, I would prefer videos, but again, graphics are also too good to be true. So you have to create that kind of a visually compelling content, right? Now, let me just summarize it in the terms of 5 ingredients that great lead generation content needs. Now, what we are doing here is, through the content, we are trying to reach our customers. So that additionally thing I added here later on in this presentation, because ultimate objective is to get customers, but the customers won't come directly. So there are 5 types of ingredients that needs so that you get a lead. So number 1 is your content should be relevant and it should create some kind of an urgency. Your content should be having in-depth knowledge and value for your customers. And the ingredient 3 is the original value. It should not be some copy-pasted element from anywhere. Okay, the basic concepts remain the same, but you have to present it in your way, right? And this content should be actionable. It should not be like, it should be only theory. Whatever content you are creating, let it be in the form of people taking some kind of an action. And the ingredient 5 is it should be intriguing, right? People should feel like, doing and knowing more about it. So these are the 5 ingredients. If you consider all this, again, it is a matter of practice and again, strategy through which you are going to do that. But if you, keep in mind what is your purpose, what do you want, and based on that, if you start creating content, you will be getting results. So last but not the least, here I want to tell you that any piece of content which you are making, try to make it very, very conversational to your customers, right? And remember, it's not about what you say. It is of utmost important to understand how you say, how you present your content, how you talk to your customers, how you write, how you tell them to take actions. Because if I summarize everything, every line has to be good enough to take it to the next line. So your customers should be able to know and understand what you want and how they are going to get to the next line. Whatever you want them to read, whatever you want them to listen, whatever you want them to see on your post, that should be so intriguing, so that they move to the next line, they move to the next slide, then they go and watch your full video, and so on and so forth. So that is all in this training. Now I would like to have any questions. If you have anybody who wants to share any question, ask any question, I can do that. Just a 5 minutes quick question. Anyone? Anybody has a question? Actually, I'm trying to okay. Anybody actually, as I said, the technical glitch is now, I think, over, but I'm not able to see the chats and the question if you have any. So anybody has a question? Kaveri, are you there? I'm not able to see you as well. Yes. Anything which I can help anybody with? Or else I'll close the trading session. And I'll make sure that this error doesn't happen for the next time. Okay. So thank you so much. Fair. I think there is no question as such. I really apologize for the errors which has occurred during this live show. Maybe a technical glitch or something. I'll have to sort it out before the next one. But I think you have learned a lot from this, and I look forward to your comments and feedback and anything which you want to share with me about this. Whatever, if you like, good, bad, whatever, so that I can keep on adding more and more value to it. Thank you so much. Looking forward for the next training. I'll announce it sooner. Thank you. Bye-bye.